All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. What I'm going to go over here is I'm just going to pretty much just run through as many charts as I can in the next hour. One moment. Okay, yeah. Okay, what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna run through as many charts as I can in the next hour or so. Let me see if I can turn. Oh, yeah. Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
All right, cool. All right, I got this robot running right here on this account. I've been testing it since I made it about a week ago. This shit right here, booming.
Hmm.
This robot I made booming. Bro, I'm talking about, look at these entries it's taking. These arrows are the entries. I mean, it's taking ridiculous entries, bro.
It's been going dumb like that.
For real. But let's go ahead and start. Let's go with Bitcoin first. Okay. I don't have any indicators on this since this is just a little demo. So hold on. I'm gonna do this all straight, really a naked breakdown on all this.
Well, I like to say it like that anyway.
Let's start with this Bitcoin. No, I'm gonna start with pound.
US.
Yeah.
Starting from the monthly.
You got it.
Highs, lows, round them all.
I'm gonna go over trend lines and throwing off that supply and demand and all that.
I like all that shit. Let's do it.
Alright, so first and foremost, we're gonna knock out this. I'm recording this too, so I'm gonna play it back. I can play it back.
Okay. I can hear myself talk because I feel like that's not the only one on this motherfucker.
Alright, so hitting that high, that low. I like to round that thing off.
Like, be precise. Go ahead and round the thing off to a 72.
Looking at this monthly, we can apply some trend lines as well and identify some swing highs and swing lows. Of course, this is going to be the ultimate swing high. And just to use this as a zone, we'll
accomplish the whole thing.
yeah, we'll engulf that whole candle that made the high from high to low. When I say that, I mean from the low of that candle to the high of that candle. And we could just pull that pretty much all the way across until it's retested again.
Yes, sir.
Down here on the downside, we can do the same thing.
With the body. Oh, you whole body. Okay.
Yeah, remember whole body.
For the holes. Okay, because you're doing the zone instead of just resist and support. Gotcha.
Right, whole zone. Okay, so you see we in there now as far as this pound goes. We can see a trend from here. Well, let's go ahead and hit this low. right in here, we got to swing low. And better yet, let's do the wicks instead of the bodies. You can do the bodies, but you'll get late entries. You'll get real late entries, and sometimes it's not as accurate as it should be. But
Okay.
you see how this I narrowed this down to the wick. Narrowed this down to the wick. It's really right here on this bullish candle. Pulled that across. And let me fix this this one right here. Okay, you see now we get a little more precise.
Yeah.
And as far as the trend, we go from swing high to swing low, turn around. Here's another swing high.
Cause I see you like the yeah, that's how you like to draw your zone, and that's dope. Cause I was like that's easy to follow. It's easy on the eyes.
Yeah, a lot easier on the eyes. Okay, so now we pop down and we're here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you see we bounce here,
Mm-hmm.
bounce here, bounce here, rebounce right here from the downside,
Uh-huh.
crash straight through this little weak zone, make this huge zone, bounce up to here, and now we set a zone there. You can see right in here there's a gap.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as that goes, you can pretty much just highlight this whole area, the whole gap.
What's so important about that gap?
That gap means there's volume. There was volume there. Like any pending orders got skipped on this gap here. Any buy orders got skipped on this gap here. Took off. Now they came back, triggered both of them, right or wrong, buys and sells, and they'll either crumble or dip back up out of there again.
Okay.
But when you see a gap, they'll always come back for it at some point.
So it's like if you see a gap, it's like they're coming back to claim what was missing.
Claim back was missing, they'll either crash through it or they'll at least come tap it, leave a wick, and keep moving on.
Mm-hmm. So price is going there one way or another.
Right. And price is there now, so now it's just a matter of if it's going to crumble through or leave a wick and dip back up out of there.
Would you say with the power that is coming down, that will crash through?
Not considering this is the monthly time frame.
Well, true, because it's not gonna move that fast. So okay.
It's the 14th, and we're getting stuff like this on the 4-hour. So looking at something like this on the 4-hour shows me we're probably at a low on the monthly, and we're probably coming back up.
Okay.
All right. So now, after drawing all these zones here, hit them with the trend line, high to high. You see how trend respected that.
Mm-hmm.
Here at the gap, it broke through. That's no coincidence. You feel what I'm saying? That's no coincidence.
That was supposed to happen.
Right. That was no coincidence. It gapped perfectly right over the trend line I just drew.
And when it broke, it shot up.
And broke and shot up. So any other professional traders who drew this trend line previously and was expecting to place a trade at the bounce got screwed. Make sense?
Yeah, because it looks like it was going up. Then it looked like it was coming, still respecting the trend line.
Right.
But it
There
broke
were there were buy orders and sell orders right here in this whole level. So now it's just like, who's gonna win, Bears or the Bulls? And we're pretty much at that point right now. Who's gonna win, Bears or the Bulls? Like, they got to make a decision today or tomorrow.
Bust a move.
What's a move?
Motherfucking move.
All right. So after we draw this trend line, that's pretty much all we can really analyze here on this monthly time frame, looking at it from this view. So we can go ahead and bump down and hit them on the weekly. Looking at the weekly, we can kind of see those same levels and how they played out.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look right here, there's another gap.
I like that.
All right, so that tells me we're probably coming back on the weekly. I also now can clearly see from those levels we drew on the monthly that we're in a support area. That gap is right here. This is the gap. Remember, this is the gap we drew on the monthly. Right here.
Yep.
So you see how it looks on the monthly, and you see how it looks on the weekly. The gap is right here at these candles. This is where you see the gap. You see the open here, or the close here. This right in here is where you see the gap. But if you look, the gap on the monthly looks like a W on the weekly.
Yeah.
All right.
It looked like
now,
right.
come back over here. We can see that this was a strong bullish candle, which literally met dead in its tracks by a previous gap here. You can really see that gap right in here now. Two green candles, one lower than the other, but they're both green.
Yeah.
That's a trick. But now we can see the weekly coming back up. Now, let me see here. We can also draw a trend, starting with this low here. Tapping this low. We can see right in here in that gap area is where this trend line really played its major role.
So that's giving us further confirmation that this might be a very strong resistance area.
Resistance area. Just using previous data, we can kind of get more details on what's here, because we won't really be here until we get down to the hour chart. So we see we had a good trend line here, we had a break right here, and a double top. That was a good indication for a sell. So had we drew this up, we could have definitely sold there and made good money. We could have sold back down to this resistance level.
Okay, so that's how you be getting your
my long-term trends. Yeah. Now, if you analyze everything in advance on the higher time frames, you can then place long-term trades like this monthly trade here at this buy.
Mm-hmm.
If I wanted to, I could hold this probably for the rest of the year.
How many pips is that?
That would be
Just out of my curiosity.
That would be roughly about 6,000, maybe 7,000 pips.
I'm done.
You be done for the year. But see,
Yeah.
if you
Big-
analyze it like this on the higher time frames, you know what I'm saying? It's easy. It's easy to see that this is a good buy opportunity, and this would be my next
Yeah.
monthly target. I could probably hold this for the next 3 or 4 years if I wanted to.
You said next.
Given the fact that we're looking at the monthly time frame and the trend is getting ready to be is in an uptrend, we're at a resistance level, and we could be headed up here and beyond. I could hold this probably for the next couple of years because I'm looking at a monthly time frame.
Exactly.
Like even on this particular sale right here that we could have took advantage of. You know, we've been selling a lot. We've been selling and buying the whole way down. You know what I'm saying? Every day we're either buying or selling differently based on what we see here.
Exactly.
But overall, long term, if you analyze it and you want to go long term, all you have to do is stick with the monthly. And when you get to those levels, come in here to the 1 hour, and you'll be able to really see what the move is. You know what I'm saying? When you come down here looking for you find the trend up here.
Mm-hmm.
Come look for your entries here on the 30-minute, 15-hour, 4-hour, and then even the daily. If you wanted to trade long term, but those are big banks trading hundreds, thousands. Set it and leave it. But even we are able to trade long term if we wanted to.
Exactly.
We can manually do this stuff however we want. Like by next year, I plan on trading by the month. You know what I'm saying? I trade once a month, set it and leave it.
Yeah.
And throughout the month, all I have to do is manage it. You know, move my stop loss, that sort of thing. Add new entries, that type of thing and shit. Let them bitches ride. Alright, what was I on? The pound USD?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so now you see we really getting that push. But we know what time it is. 5:42. We already know what to look for. We already know it's going in, the session's in play. We already know that if we come down here, we can see a W, or we can see the low being set. That's where your entries, your timing, and your session knowledge comes in play. Once you're done with your long work and your homework, drawing up, marking this, that, and the other, then you got to come in and keep in mind what session, what time, and all that type of stuff to look for. The actual entry strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Trend recognition, long term, monthly, weekly, daily. Like even right here, we can start playing with this on the since we did the weekly. Let's come in here and play with the daily. As far as the daily goes, see, we in that level, we in that zone, that area or whatnot. So we're looking for, this is a buy area. To me, looking at it from the monthly, seeing the support, weekly, seeing the level of support, daily, this is a buy zone. So I'm looking for a buy setup. On the daily, we have a bearish run followed by a swing low, a gap, and a bearish push, a strong bullish push.
Mm-hmm.
Going even further down, it's even more confirmation of a higher time frame swing low, because even the 4-hour is turning. If I put my RSI on here, we're probably pushing out of oversold. See? So with that, we can see divergence. And what I mean by divergence is, of course, when price is showing level lows or lower lows, with the RSI is pushing up. Same thing from the upside. We'll be able to see it for more down in here.
Okay.
You see how it's leveled out? The lows are it's really pretty much consolidating.
Yeah, kind of railroad.
But the RSI is increasing.
Mm-hmm.
That's divergence. Like if we come into the 15-minute chart. That's this right here. You can see it clear on this hour chart right here. Consolidation, momentum increasing. Any pair you looking at?
Huh?
Any pair you've been looking at?
Give me a second. Where I've been looking at. Yeah, the U.S. franc.
I did a little something on this one yesterday. I just drew a little chin channel on the 4-hour chart. I think it's definitely headed downward because I believe that. Let me show you. Let's do the dollar. Let's do the dollar index real quick. Let me show you just the strength of the overall dollar itself, because that tells you a lot about the market in general, given the fact that everything is paired against the dollar. So I definitely like to analyze the dollar by itself. This is pure dollar, nothing else. All right. Looking at the monthly, boom. You already know we're gonna hit that. We're gonna hit that. But you see, once you get practice, it's really like second nature. This shit's so fucking easy. It don't make no sense.
Yeah, because I'm getting better with my charting. I sent you the thing the other day, right?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, it looked good. Alright, boom. Not really hard to see what I did there.
Yeah, set your high and your low.
So now I'm just going to trace it. And look how it just magically draws me a map for price. I'm not even there yet. Well, that's a real tight zone right there.
So what?
I said that's a real tight zone right there. Because remember, you just draw it across until it's touched again.
Mm-hmm.
And shit, this one really can go all the way to here. see why I pulled this one all the way over here?
You said put it all the way where?
I said, do you see why I pulled this one from
Because
here to here?
I haven't touched it.
Yeah, because price went right through. So instead of drawing 4 or 5, or 3 or 4 right here, just one straight across.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then I get down here, boom, 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 boom. I'm not really gonna worry about touching these points
Why not?
because they're pretty much just showing me a bounce off of this overall complete zone.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because if I did, I would basically just be drawing this. You know what I'm saying? So I just like, I mean,
Yeah.
it works. I mean, technically correct. You should, but given the fact that you can definitely see that this is just a bounce and we're long gone from this point, it's of no interest to me at this right now. But
Gotcha.
if we wanted to, we could really just pull this all the way across. It's really just another zone on top of this zone. Then we hit these two, boom, boom, same thing with this right here. Then we bounce up to here, boom, hit that. Hit this, boom, boom. Let's go ahead and pull this all the way. Boom, hit this low. That pound moving up, ain't it? I said that pound moving up, right? You looking at it? I'm not looking at it on my chart right now.
No.
Oh, it's still in the same spot.
The pound AUD? I mean, yeah.
Pound USD.
Oh, the pound USD.
Oh, it's doing a little something.
Because you have to put in an alert for the pound AUD.
Oh, I did, didn't I? I didn't even post that for y'all. Hold on. Well, the pound AUD, it's going to drop because it's going to be doing the opposite of the euro, the pound USD.
Okay. Yeah, that's a hell of a roadmap.
Yeah, so now you see we got one hell of a roadmap here.
Like, do you prefer to do the zones or the psychological levels?
Both. I keep both of them in mind.
Makes sense.
So now let's draw a little trend channel. First we'll do the trend line. Point that out. Start from the low. Now when drawing the trend line, you really want to find the line that draw a line that has the most touches. This has one touch, but it's not too interesting. So if we pull this up, we now have 3 touches. See that?
Okay.
1, 2, 3. So although, yeah, this is a low to low, it's not interesting. It has no action.
Because we're nowhere near that, and we won't be near there for what, maybe a couple years.
Not even that. It's just, this line has no interest, is of no interest to the market. It's only touched it once. But if you look at this trend line, it was a high interest.
High
One,
probability. Gotcha.
2, 3, even right here, 4, 5. So I like this trend line. I'm gonna be this trend line's friend. Now coming in at the weekly, you'll see why I'm this trend line's friend. It was highly respected on multiple levels, on multiple counts, versus this one. I mean, we can leave it. You can leave it there just for long-term future references. But as far as right now in this decade, it's of no interest. Or not necessarily decade. I say within this year, a year or two. Because it's 2018, we ain't been down there or touched anything to do with this trend since
2013.
2011.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay.
You see, we haven't been involved with this particular trend line since 2011. Last time we tapped this trend line was January. Make sense? I'm more interested in the one we touched in January of 2018 than the one we touched in April 2013 or 2011. So we see the price action that we were getting on these particular levels that we drew on the monthly. Coming into the daily, we see a doji. Okay. Now looking at it at the monthly, I'm already considering and looking for a downtrend. Also, let's go ahead and highlight this gap.
I was just gonna say that, like, you see that gap?
We'll highlight that gap. Come in here. So in this gap, what I'm already have in my mind, based on looking at this monthly in this area, I'm considering a turnaround, a decline. Considering we can even draw a Fibonacci from our high to our low. We can see we turned around at that 61 right here. We gapped at the 50. It's no coincidence that I just magically pulled this Fibonacci and it matched up to my points. That's no coincidence. It's almost incredible how that Fibonacci just matched up with everything I have on this chart.
That is dope.
But so now looking at it from a Fibonacci standpoint, that just gives me further confirmation that I should be selling in this area. All right, now go into the monthly. Magically, I have a doji right on my 50, dead on the money. That's no coincidence.
Well, because
So
you broke it down.
another confirmation for me to sell it. All right, now coming to the daily, I got two dojis. That's even more confirmation this dollar coming down. All right, if I hit my period separators, that's the what separates on the daily. It separates the months.
Control G.
I'm way over last month's high. Looking at the weekly, I'm pretty much at last year's midpoint. This year's all-time high, the high of 2018. So that's just even more confirmation that this dollar should be coming down. You see where everything's starting to add up?
Yeah.
Get to the daily, I got my two dojis. Get to my 4 hour, I got consolidation with a swing high. Well, damn, if I ain't selling, I'm retarded. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not selling this dollar right now, I'm like an idiot. Now we do have some news coming out, but that's not going to play a major factor, given the fact that now we can come in down here to the daily and get those other confirmations that we're at the all-time high of the year, the high of the week, high of the month, the high of the the high of the month right here. Now looking at it on an hourly standpoint, we can now see a trend. Looking at it from this point, we can see a high, low, high, low. So let's draw our trend from here to here. This is the 1 hour chart. So now we can definitely see that we're respecting this particular trend line in a more current time frame, more active, more relevant. This is what we see on the 4 hour chart. This is what we see on the 30-minute chart. So therefore, this is the low. This was the low double tap. We can pretty much now see a falling wedge is what they call this pattern.
Is that a falling wedge?
A falling wedge. You see how it kind of looks like a door wedge, this trend to this resistance. They call this a falling wedge.
I see those out there.
You see what I'm saying now? You see what I mean now?
Yeah, I see
how
those
it
out.
kind of resembles a little wedge.
Yeah.
So they would consider that a falling wedge. Now, looking at it also from this month, this 30-minute time frame, or even this hour, or even this 4 hour, we can take our Fibonacci and come from this swing low, go to this new swing high, and now we can get some targets. 61, 50, or even the whole thing to 100 back down here to break even, or down in here to 161, 261, 423. Looking at it from this situation, I could see us coming all the way back down here to this 261 or beyond, which tells me in theory the dollar is finna be in a world of shit if we go back down to that level. And given the state of the U.S. economy, I think we're headed that way.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it all shows on the charts.
It does, especially when you do it. I'm trying to get to the point where I trust my eyes. You know what I'm saying? That's the hardest thing, because I'm like, does that make sense? Like, just because because you know me, I'm an overthinker. I be dedicated to what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm like, am I doing what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing? Like.